Today I'm going to be going over the JBL Boombox, a premium Bluetooth speaker designed for people who are going to be out and about that need something rugged, something loud, and something semi-portable. I'll be going over various features of the Boombox and putting it to the test outside in water because it's IPX7 certified, and then giving you my overall thoughts on the speaker itself. So here's a close-up of some of the features of the speaker itself. It has a nice logo over here, JBL. And then the speaker grill is kind of this honeycomb mesh plastic. I'm guessing it keeps water out, but lets sound through. Not exactly sure. There's a battery indicator here. If I hit play or pause, it'll show up to 5 battery lights. It has a rubber bottom, so it's pretty secure. You can put it on a log or a chair or whatever, wherever you are on your car. You have your Bluetooth pairing button, volume down, power, JBL Connect. So if you're syncing the speaker with the JBL Connect app or connecting to another JBL speaker, if you want to do like a surround sound or a stereo setup, plus and a play button. And then you have your big handle here so you can carry it. So that's nice. It's pretty heavy. I feel like it's around 15 pounds, but you can look at the spec sheet that I showed. It has two 4-inch passive radiators. So passive radiators are used on a sealed enclosure to increase the bass frequency response of a speaker. If you head to the back, nothing much on the back except the I/O port and the indoor-outdoor button. The indoor-outdoor button basically changes the frequency response a little bit of the speaker. So it goes indoor, the bass is less exaggerated, and outdoor, the bass is a lot louder, more or less. I don't think it does anything else really. Here you have a weather seal strip, so that keeps off the water from the other I/O ports. And if you open that, as you can see, I dunked it in the tub earlier, so it's a little bit wet. There's an aux port, 2 USB charging ports, a firmware service port, and a 3.5 millimeter audio input. So that's pretty good. So you can use it at home, connect it to your TV, your cell phone, what have you. Basically anything you want, you can connect to it. And it's a 20,000 milliamp hour. So you get about 20 hours of playback, and you can probably charge your phone 1 or 2 times from a dead stop. So that's pretty good. Alright, let's talk about the specs real quickly. The price is $450 retail. It's probably closer to $330 to $380 depending on where you look. I think last time I checked Amazon it was about $375. The frequency response is 50 Hz to 20 kHz. It's interesting, it only goes to about 50 Hz, so you get most of the bass for music, but if you're connecting the boombox to your TV or something to watch movies, you probably won't get that rumbling type of bass that you get at only 35 to 25 Hz. The signal to noise ratio is 80 dB. It plays about to 24 hours, depending on how loud it is. I found that I went to the beach and I used the speaker on and off for about 12 hours, and I only used about 1 to 2 battery life, so about 40%. It weighs 10 to 14 pounds-ish. It doesn't support aptX. It supports all the other basic Bluetooth profiles, but it doesn't support aptX. aptX is the lossless Bluetooth codec for music playback. So you're probably losing a little bit of audio performance there, and it's kind of disappointing on such an expensive Bluetooth speaker. The power supply is the brick. It's a DC barrel connectors. It runs 20 volts, 4 amps. It charges in less than 6 hours. That's pretty good. It has 2 4-inch woofers and 2 20mm tweeters. That's interesting that they do 4-inch woofer and then tweeters in millimeters. So it's a basic two-way stereo setup. And the boombox is pretty big. I would say it's about as big as a toolbox and shaped similarly. Here's the JBL Boombox. It's IPX7 rated, meaning that it can be submerged in water up to about 1 meter. So we're going to try that out right now. As you can see, what I found out earlier when I tried this, it actually floats. So you would never actually submerge this thing in the water anyways. So the submersion is not particularly useful rating for this. But you'll know if you ever drop it in the lake or something, or in the ocean, it'll float away. So that's good. And, you know, the underwater sound quality is not bad, I guess. Whew. Another thing, a lot of Bluetooth speakers nowadays are omnidirectional, so if you're at a party that has a kind of a 360 sound effect, but this speaker is more directional. All the drivers face forward, the side I'm showing you right now. So I'm going to give you a little demo of what it sounds like when you go from front to back. The difference is pretty obvious. You might think directionality with the sound might be a disadvantage when you're going out to the beach or camping. It might be an advantage actually, because if you're out at the beach and there's a bunch of groups of other campsites near you, if you have an omnidirectional speaker, you're going to be blasting your music at those people. And you don't necessarily want that. And you don't want that from other people either. So you can at least point the sound towards your actual, you know, group of people that you're hanging out with. So only you can actually hear it. While the other people might hear it in the background a little bit, it's not going to be blasting in their face. So I think that's actually a good thing. Alright, I'm going to do a quick outdoor test of the JBL Boombox. Going to play it at max volume. Going to head out about 30 feet from the speaker just to show you a little bit how it sounds at a distance when you're in a noisier outdoor environment. So that's about 30 feet. So overall, I think the JBL Boombox is a great speaker, but it might be a little bit overpriced unless you have the very specific need for something that is super durable and super rugged, such that you're always going to be in an area where it could be knocked over, splashed, or get dirty, something like that. But otherwise, something you didn't notice from the test I did is that when it gets very loud, the bass actually drops off. So as it gets louder, the higher frequencies and the mid-range frequencies get louder, but the bass stays the same. So you can't use it outside that well, compared to something like a Soundbox 2, etc. And then inside, since you don't need the ruggedness of this enclosure, you can get a cheaper speaker like the Harman Kardon Onyx, which actually has better or similar sound quality and less than half the price of this particular speaker. So I would suggest this if you definitely need something where it's super rugged, but outside of that you might want to go for something cheaper if you're using it at home, like the Harman Kardon that I mentioned earlier. Or if you need something really loud for a big EDM party or something, go for a Soundbox. Also, if you like this review, please subscribe down below. And if you have any feedback, let me know that too down in the comment section. And if you have any questions, feel free to also comment. Thanks.